Well, we're live, fellas. Welcome to another week of the AMLoB Podcast.
The Redskins just got removed?
No. He had
okay.
it was another. He had another profile that apparently the first one got jacked up. So
I was gonna say, win your division in the easiest division in the league now, and then you just leave.
Nah, he's there. But yeah. So we had people on vacation. Technical difficulties, but it's okay. It's all right. So we're back this week. We got Connor.
Hey, Wombos.
Wombo takeover from what's been told to me, and then we have Emmons, of course, back from vacay, feeling refreshed. You know, I don't even hear you, Emmons. Hello, Emmons.
Hello.
Emmons.
Yeah,
you're back.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, you're good.
I was feeling a little too refreshed. I couldn't even speak.
But yeah, so we're back. Of course, we're gonna go top tens.
Speaking of refreshments,
probably talk a little bit about. Okay, he couldn't have done that whenever we were just talking. Okay, but yeah, so yeah, we're back. You know, little power rankings talk. Of course, probably talk Madden, maybe some IRL stuff that happened in sports.
Hello.
Thank you for coming back, Emmett.
Nice of you joining us, Emmett.
Almost emergency.
Is that a?
But
ooh.
Yeah. So yeah,
little pool time.
We're here.
All right, let's get it.
Number one, I'm sure since I was gone, this hasn't changed. Mr. LJ at 13-0, coming in number one unanimously. Connor's not a big fan of that, clearly.
Oh, I'm a very big fan of it. Who else deserves number one?
I agree. He's beaten. I mean, his wins themselves. I mean, he beat me. He beat Roger. He beat the Redskins. He beat Denver, Josh, and he beat Connor twice. Sorry, Connor, but it happened.
I don't even care.
And obviously, he's lost to nobody. So at this point, I mean, it's Pook's undefeated too, but he's got 2 less key wins. And LJ doesn't really deserve to lose the number one spot. So at this point, so Connor, you've played LJ twice this year. How is it being in the number one team this division?
Well, I mean, LJ, obviously, he pulls through whenever he plays. He's got 2 Super Bowls now, I think. He's always at the top of the division. I mean, he's just tough to play against. He's built a stupidly good team. His defense is ridiculous. Like, I mean, his defense and special teams he just has to outlast you. Like, he's either going to, like, blow you out or he's going to wait for you to make a mistake. Like, I kept it close with him, I think, the 2 games this season until like the 4th quarter. Like,
that's how our game was.
It's just he doesn't fuck up.
We had the weirdest sequence in our game. Like,
bro,
I threw a wrong, like, so I call it half-X screen out of formation I normally don't run. So I just assumed the running back was the same button as all my other formations. So I threw a pick right to him in the end zone. And then he runs out of the end zone apparently and comes back in, so I get a safety. So I'm looking at my phone while he's kicking it. And stuff's like, oh, dude, you just got that. I'm like, yeah. And then I go to return it, and he pops me. And so he hurts Weston Bridges on the play, and Weston Bridges fumbles, and he returns it for a touchdown. So instead of being 14-9 and I'm back in the game, it's 21-9. But I lose 28-9.
That's like the same thing that happened. We were
playing brutal.
We were playing our last game, and it was 0-0. It was like 2nd quarter, I think. Like, it had been going back and forth, defensive stance. He punts the ball, and then I run back to return it, and it bounces off my dude's helmet. And then I go back to pick the ball up, and this dude stands over the ball and gets tackled in my own end zone. So he gets a free 2 points in ball. I should have had ball. See, it's just
Oh my god, yeah. I feel like LJ's team just puts the fear in teams now because not to mention I was on the 1 yard line, 2nd and 1 on the goal line, and I run a halfback sweep, and Lewerke just like hesitates with the ball and then just pitches it behind him. Like,
bruh, I never saw that animation before.
I've seen it a couple of times, but it's gone in my favor. So I guess it was about time that I got it like against me. But yeah, I was just sitting there like that. Like I didn't even know what to say. I think I just sent you that teary-eyed emoji from your video. That's all I did. I was like, I don't even know what else to do here.
All I'm saying about LJ is if I run into him in the playoffs, there's no sim. I'm just going Ronnie Brown Dolphins, and I'm running Wildcat every single play because it's the only way I'm gonna beat him. It's gonna happen. I'll take the Atwater suspension for this season. It has to be done.
Gotta make it happen. Gotta make it happen.
All right. That was a good way to open up the power rankings. A little insight from Connor there on LJ and me apparently, since I lost 28-9. Number 2, obviously, the only other undefeated team we have, Pook. Another guy who speaks for himself. He's always in there. He wins. He beat Suff pretty handily. All these wins. Besides Josh kept it close. Ish, and then he beat Bitches at one time that made Bitches retire. Rest in peace, Wumbo. Wish you were here tonight.
Yeah.
Then he beat Josh, and then he just beat Corey last week. I think it was 35-3.
Yeah.
So another great team that's built. Is this year going to be the year he finally puts it together in the playoffs? I mean, we've been talking about this since the pod's been a thing. So
yeah.
I feel like his 1 year that he had is the year that he had to be AP in the playoffs due to some circumstances. So we'll see what happens this year. Aiden West is the sim god. He's on a cocaine rampage right now. And he like every force win, he's got 5 touchdowns. Speaking of that, how come he's like, I swear to God, I had that force win when I was gone because the Giants is AP. And then I had a fair sim, and I had a force win. Lewerke threw 0 touchdowns in all 3 of those sims. I was very upset.
Colin Harper Jr. just got Player of the Week
Good for him.
Off of force win.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys want to say anything about Pook. I mean, Pook's Pook. He's always top 3, top 5 for sure.
Pook's good.
The thing with Pook is especially when it comes to the regular season, he finds a way to get it done.
For sure.
It's not even like, I mean, he's lost 1 game so in the last like 3 seasons in the regular season, and I mean, since Wes has got there, I don't think he's had more than 2. So, I mean, it's just kind of. So, I mean, to me, it's can he put that together in the playoffs? I mean, from what it looks like, it looks like he can make that happen this year. And I mean, how dope would that be? 2-16-0, 2 undefeated
for sure.
Super Bowl. So
that wouldn't be dope at all.
It's either gonna be the Lions or the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Is what my mind's telling me here.
Wildcat every play. You know the.
This is where the power rankings kind of gets more interesting, in my opinion. Obviously, we have teams who have actually lost. Know what losing feels like coming up here in the rankings. This is where Connor, me, Dicey, and a couple other guys start to become in contention for the spot. So Connor's going to be on the edge of his seat here at number 3. Number 3, we do have coming in at 3. Before I announce who it is, Corey rated him 3, LJ rated him 3, Cripps rated him 5, I rated him 3. And that is Dicey.
Yeah. Dicey has been impressive, man. Like, what he's done with that Packers team is
I don't think his team's an 80 overall yet.
It's not. It's still a 78.
And he's beaten me. He beat me by 2 possessions. He beat Lights. He shut Lights. I think it was like 16-3. And Lights has like the number 1 offense in a couple categories in the league, according to Daddy Leagues earlier. I was checking. He beat Cripps. He beat Roger. He beat Levi. He had a bad loss against Chan. His other loss is a forced loss he took to Matthew. So not really going to knock that against him. So almost consider him like he's only got 1 user loss. So that's why I put him ahead of me and a couple other guys. But like you said, it's a 78 overall team thing. He's got a chance to win the division even if I beat him. So with that, doing that against my 90 overall team is impressive. Yeah,
I mean and I mean the thing is he's done it in multiple places. So I mean it's a thing of, you know, how good could Dicey be with a better with a better team. But no, he's definitely done a lot with that squad
for sure.
And I mean, the win against you, the fact that the week after that he came back and beat Lights, and I think he got like one more key win in that time span.
Yeah, he beat Roger right after that.
Yeah, so it was just kind of like he definitely has shown that he can make it happen. And I mean, the loss to Chan isn't a big loss, isn't a bad loss either. So,
do you want to comment on Dicey, Connor?
Yeah, I do.
Fuck him at 3, right?
I like Dicey. He's good at Madden, so I think he deserves number 3. Yeah,
all right. I like the smile. I like everything going on. What's your thoughts on Dicey?
I think I beat him last season, but
well, yeah. We're not gonna take off the back of last season for
he hasn't beaten me this one, so
you guys also haven't played.
Compliment.
True. No, he deserves it. He's good.
All right, someone who did beat you last year comes in at number 4. This was a unanimous decision. Bocce likes to create some nightmares for some certain people. I come in at number 4. I'm 11-2. This one was, I think this is like one of the, besides 1 and 2, this was the only unanimous one we had. I beat Cripps. I beat Chan by 24. I beat Roger in a close one. I beat Levi in a defensive battle, and I beat Lights. My only 2 losses are to LJ and Dicey.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, as far as, I mean, that Lions, that what you've done with the Lions, especially with Bocce.
God, I'm so salty. I knew it when I drafted him, too. He's 21, and it was last year when I drafted him. I knew this was last season. I was like, he's going to be special. And I'm never going to have another guy like this in my life. He will forever be a 2-season AMLoB legend, just like Dylan Tyler.
Oh, Dylan Tyler.
Levi won't trade him to me. So I had to name my coach Dylan Tyler.
Well, the thing is, with Emmons is that in all honesty, in most of the games that you've played, you've had pretty handy control in, other than the losses that you had.
The game against Roger too, that was back and forth all game.
Yeah, and then I mean, so for the
Lights
most
came
part,
back against me.
Yeah. So for the most part, I mean, you've been just putting it on opponents. So to me, that's the biggest thing about you being ranked there, on top of just the key wins.
My favorite win of the year this year was against any guesses? Any guesses here?
Favorite win of the year was against, hold on, I gotta look at your schedule.
Oh, it should be obvious.
To
ruffle his feathers a little bit.
Ruffle his feathers. Damn it, not Lights.
No. Me and Light, no. I'll just give it to you if you guys don't want to guess. Cripps.
Oh yeah.
I think. Do you have Madden pulled up, LJ?
Not at the moment.
I think he was like. I just love doing this because he's not here. This is specifically why I'm doing it. I think he was like 2 for 13 or 2 for like 14 with his quarterback. And then he made like I felt bad because like it was kind of weird, but like it was kind of his fault. He ran a triple option and like I called man coverage blitz, and so Bocce's coming right at his running back, and he still pitches it to him. And so my defensive lineman just picked up ran for back for a touchdown. It was a good game. I mean, none of us could do anything on offense, but just that. He's talked a lot of trash versus me when I had the Texans team and he had his Jaguars team, and so when we finally kind of evened the scoreboard a little bit with the overalls,
the shots fired,
throwing shots, the shots on the pod.
I got it. Cripps isn't here, so I got to throw shots at him because
you got a 3-letter word for him.
I'm sure he. We're not there yet, Connor. I can't do that to him. Yeah, lad.
But yeah, I mean he.
It's all up with Cripps, but I'm sure he threw a couple shots at me when I was gone.
Yeah, but I mean to me it was it's definitely a good thing that you've gotten a better team now, because now we can really see exactly what type of.
I was definitely blessed with Snippy. Shout out to Snippy for building this team, the base of this team at least. Just adding Bocce and a couple other pieces to it. I don't even need to use Fairley anymore because teams focus on him so much that then picking up Samuel from you just makes him wide open.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say and I mean, building on what was already there. Right. To me, that's a big part of it too, because Fairley, since you've gotten him, has been crazy good for you.
Yeah.
On top of the fact that you've had, that you brought in Samuel this year, and I mean, playing your offense, that's
the crazy thing too, because Samuel's been really important, but like my passing game has been like atrocious this year. Like it's bad, but we're getting it done, so that's all that matters right now. But I got to get it going for sure. Moving on to number 5. Let's find out if Connor's name finally gets called. I feel like we're watching. I feel like we're watching like the NBA or NFL draft here, where like that guy's sitting in the green room and he's just like not getting picked. So Corey had this guy at number 7, LJ at 5, Crips at 3, and me at 5. Someone's mic is really blowing some.
What?
There was a lot of static going on there.
Oh.
All right, and then me at 5. I had him at 5. It's Connor. He's showing up at number 5. Top 5.
Money
top 5.
Manziel, we ain't dropping anymore. Top 5. Hey.
He's the last. Corey had him the lowest at 7. I can somewhat see it, but I think he deserves to be. I think he deserves to be top 5. He had his win against Corey is one of the most impressive wins of the year, just looking at the game. And then he came out after losing to LJ and beat Josh. I think it was 20-17, another big win. Really, the only reason I didn't have him above me or Dicey is because we had 5 key wins. He had 1, or he had 2. And so other than that, he's right there in the top 5 for me. Top 5.
Top 5.
So yeah, I mean, you've had one of the most improved seasons and most impressive seasons so far this year in AMLoB, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Aww.
I mean,
Wombo love.
In my opinion, especially coming from somebody that plays you twice a year.
Beats me twice a year.
those 2 games this year are a lot closer than the score indicates. I mean, same with my game against Emmons. But
LJ's such a nice lad.
I just love being complimented right now. That's the whole reason I like being in the power rankings. It's just nice.
You get the write up tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait for the write up. I'm putting this one right. I'm putting it right on the refrigerator, right next to the first.
Shout out to LJ, because like every week, especially this season, has pretty much been the same top 10 besides a couple of people here and there, and he like comes up with this creativeness and for every team each week we do it. So shout out to LJ there for that.
Oh, that write up.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, to me, I mean, your only 2 losses were 2 games that, like I said, the score doesn't really indicate exactly how tight it was. So I mean, it top 5 was definitely something where you should be at, in my opinion, because especially after you take that loss, which you had a couple tough breaks, and then you come back the following week and you beat Josh, and then I mean, you again, those are the only 2 losses you have. So I mean, I think those are, I think that's the biggest thing for me putting you in the top 5 was just the wins and the ability to kind of bounce back. So
yeah, for sure. So Connor's in there in top 5.
Top 5. Who's number 6?
Wow, Jesus, just don't even let me transition into it. I was going to give us a little classic shout out here, but you didn't let me. The loss trying to train of thought here. Okay, so this is who Corey had at number 5. The rest of us had him at number 6. It is Suff, the New York Jets, Jets, Jets. Let me scroll over here. He's got a few key wins, which is he has one more key win than Connor, but that wasn't enough to put him in the top 5 for me. He beat Crips. he beat Corey, and he beat the Grid. He beat Grid. And he lost to Pook, Roger, who's struggling a little bit this year, and Chan, who's kind of been like in and out this year, but when he's played, he's been solid. So not really no bad losses, just a few guys. I think the lowest in the power rankings in the losses is Roger. But I think Suff's deserving up there. I considered Lights over him, but just because Lights had a recent loss, I think that's why I put Suff ahead of him, just because of the most. I mean, he just lost last week, so
yeah. I mean, it's
I haven't played Suff. I haven't even really watched him play, so I don't really have much to say on him, other than he made the Super Bowl last year and lost to a backup quarterback.
Oh no!
And that was Emmons that threw the shot that time. I didn't even have to say it.
Someone's got to
feeling himself tonight.
Someone's got to with Cribs out of here. That Dortmund is making me feel some type of way right now, Connie. You should have let me play with him the last game before we hop on the pod.
Look, you're taking the BVB toughness and just
translating
it right now.
I didn't even get to score with Polygod versus you.
Bro, we playing after this.
I know we are. That's why I'm trying to get you motivated, so we for sure play after this. Is what my plan is.
I want to go Hard Rock though.
But, you do what you got to do. I'll be here tomorrow too after the other side.
But
all right,
but yeah. So I mean, it's as far as stuff, he struggled early, but especially as of late, he's definitely caught fire. Even though we didn't count the game in this week's power rankings, but he just beat Grid again. So, I mean, that pretty much solidified the division for him. So, I mean, he's definitely, to me, the reason I got him at 6 is because even though he has the same record as guys, he's been the hottest one. So,
yeah.
Kind of like what Emmons was saying, he's been the hottest one. So I think that's the biggest reason I have him there.
Yeah. Big game between him and Grid this week. I think they play each other, so that'll be an interesting one to watch. Oh, they did. Who won? Did Suff win?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll just help his rankings come next week if he doesn't lose. So that's he, like you said, he solidifies the division. So that's a big win for him. So yeah, 6 is well deserving for him. Moving on to number 7, we got Lights, who, I mean, speaks for himself with the Super Bowls he's won. Given he doesn't have the most impressive wins, but in my opinion, he has the most impressive set of wins. He swept Roger and he swept Chan.
Yeah.
Other than that, he doesn't really have a big win, but just sweeping your 2 division rivals who are good Madden players is impressive to me. And not to mention, his only losses are, to me, Dicey and Grid. And I think the only double-digit game L he took was against Dicey, and that was 16-3.
Shit.
Yeah. With Lights has been pretty much a staple in the top 10.
Oh, I don't remember him missing it. Besides when
I was gonna say he's pretty much been a staple in the top 10 since we started. So I mean, for him. He finds a way to make it happen and get it done. And a lot of times it's really quietly because you don't really think about a lot of times he just kind of flies under the radar with how good because there's a few top 10 guys who don't really talk much in the chat. So like you kind of just like look at what they're doing and how they're doing it, and they're like, oh man, like this he's tearing it up. So Lights is in there. He's in there. He talks more than some other guys, but he's not in there like most of us in the top 10 are. Yeah. Yeah. So
top five.
Yeah, and then you got Connor coming in and letting everybody know he is top 5.
Top 5.
So what did you end up at without my vote a couple weeks ago?
Me?
Yeah. Were you even
7?
Damn.
I was 7. That was even before my second L to LJ.
So you had 1 loss and they had you at 7?
It was just pure disrespect because Corey was still mad that just laid absolute pipe.
Okay, so we got to discuss this for a second.
I regret not rushing in the last touchdown. I dove at the 4. I
gotta take a peek at this sheet because that would have been the 8th, right? Because if Crips had you at 3, I don't know what the hell happened to where Oh wow! So actually, breaking news: Corey was not the one who had you the lowest on the rankings.
LJ, what you doing, bro? I need answers, LJ.
So,
LJ, I need answers.
So Corey, I mean, it's hard to ask LJ what went down 2 weeks ago, but
no, it's not. LJ, what happened, bro? What did I do to you?
Also, in their defense, they didn't have me there to do the key wins for him and overall record. So,
I mean,
he knows I only have one loss.
I'm just trying to help him out here. That's all I'm trying to do.
I mean, at that point,
I was one spot ahead of you, and I wasn't even home.
It's just
like I think. Well, to me, the thing that I think strength of schedule was what a lot of the people had.
Also, at the time, oh man, the guy you beat by multiple scores was at number 4.
Corey was at 4.
Yep.
Oh, well,
it went Panthers, Browns, Dicey, Corey, Grid, me, Connor, Lights, Roger, Josh.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'll accept a formal written apology in my power ranking write-up, LJ.
If it makes you feel better, Connor, there's 3 of us tied at 5.33 average rank. I don't know what the tiebreaker was. I'm just saying you ended up at the bottom end of it.
So you could have been anywhere from 4 to 7.
5 to 7.
5 to 7.
LJ with the damage control.
No, but let's play with numbers here. Oh, that didn't even. Oh yeah, it did. Yes, it did. If LJ had you at 6.
Oh no.
I love this.
Oh no. I would have been top 6.
No, you would have actually. No, you would have been top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah, you would have been top 5. Yeah. So that would
have dropped me to 7, and it would have dropped Grid to 6.
We'll redo it. We'll make another pod video after this one and replace it. We'll just do that segment over again.
Right. Just stirring up some drama here on the AMLoB podcast, having some fun with it. I told you this was going to be a little different feel of the pod with supposed to be 3 Wombos on here, but you know, Vicious being the grandpa Wombo he is, couldn't be here. So
definitely.
Vicious.
But yeah, so we had
we have. It's good to get into number 8 here after stirring up some drama here. We got Corey. All
who was 7? Who was 7?
Lights.
Okay,
yeah. So Corey had himself at 8. LJ had him at 8. Cripps had him at 7. I had him at 8. He's 10-3. He beat Josh twice.
Shit.
And those are 2 good wins. Other than that, I didn't see anything on there. But I could have missed something. And then he lost to Pook, Suff, and then our top 5 member in here, Wombo.
Yeah.
So that was.
Oh yeah, actually, now that I think about it, the reason why was because we had
all of them. They were all 1-loss teams.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, I think it was like 4 1-loss teams. 4 1-loss teams.
Oh god, I could say it, but I'm not going to make things worse for LJ here.
Oh, say it. Drop it.
We're not starting anywhere drama.
Let it fly.
Okay. So
what you know the funny thing, Connor? That was my catchphrase all weekend. Let it fly. Let it fly.
So pretty much out of all the 1-loss teams, he was saying that you were the bottom half of the 1-loss teams.
That's just
I'm just saying
it's Wildcat all day playoffs. Playoffs 2025. What year are we in?
So
Wildcat all day.
So you're saying whoever the 4 seed is, you're gonna beat them.
Who's the 4 seed?
We don't know yet. It's gonna be Washington.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be.
I play him next week. We'll see.
It's gonna be Washington or Lights.
Probably, I think it's probably
Washington.
Just push me through. Just push me through.
Well, then you gotta hope. Then you gotta hope me and Dicey. You gotta hope me and Dicey don't win our 2 games, or if whoever is. If I'm the 6th seed, if I win my 2 games and I play LJ in the.
Hey, just
or if I win my first game.
Force win me straight to LJ. Just do it. Okay. Let it happen.
You know, Bocce can't let you get a force win versus me, homie.
Let it happen. Let it fly. Let it fly. Come on.
All right. So, I mean, Corey's Corey. He's built a great team.
Yeah, I mean,
tough
it's
losses.
the young. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
His losses have been losses, but it seems like he's just gotten kind of like the wrong hand of Madden.
Yeah.
There
was a lot of luck in our game.
But I mean, other than that, you sweep Josh. You deserve to be top 10. You're 10-3. He's definitely up there. I know he's kind of. Hopefully, he holds on for a little bit longer. I know he's losing his interest like I was, but you gotta stick with it so you can make the top five.
Yeah, top five, Corey.
And then, so coming in number, I mean, I guess you go ahead, LJ. You had something to say before I cut you off.
I was saying, about just the team he's built. Especially if it just wasn't the last season, it would be even more scary because all of them have plus dev, so there's no telling exactly how good they could be this time next season. But nah, Corey's played well for the most part. He's struggled here as of late due to some DDA issues and just some tough opponents. So I mean, it against good users, you can't really afford to have any missteps. And unfortunately, he had good users and had some missteps. So
he didn't just develop his own team either. Like, he sent out a lot of players that are like balling out on other teams, like Atwater and Harper. For me, didn't you get Fairley from him?
Yeah, Pook had Fairley, and then I think Corey really developed Fairley.
Yeah,
Pook traded him right after the draft.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Corey definitely.
He's developing players well. He obviously deserves to be top 10.
It's actually nice. I got one of my Texans back in the offseason. I never even mentioned that. Tavares Hutchinson, the guy signed from LJ in like year 3 offseason.
Yeah.
And Levi didn't bring him back, so I brought him back to his dad, Dylan Tyler, and he's had a pick 6 against the Lights. He's had a couple other big interceptions there in the slot. So shout out to Tavares.
Yeah,
if we talk about people that we picked up and we can
LJ,
please. Can you cut Stump like real quick? You have a bye. You
gotta.
Hear me out. He's still a Buccaneer legend. So you drop Stump. I pick him up just for my first playoff game, and then I'll just drop him right back, and you can get him. It's money.
You're forgetting the important shout out here on your team, Connor.
Stump,
the most efficient player in AMLoB history.
Chris Gunter.
Chris Gunter.
The
heart and soul.
User sack and a fumble recovery for a touchdown on a block punt.
Most efficient player in AMLoB history.
Most
and he doesn't have to snort cocaine like Aiden West.
He doesn't have to. He's just that good. 2 plays, sack and a touchdown. That's all you need to know.
Such a lad.
All pro.
Such a lad. All pro.
Special
I'm gonna put him. He's going to my honorable mention list for sure.
I love it.
All right, so let's round out these top 10. Coming up next, we had Grid. Corey had him 9. LJ Cripps was all over the place with his rankings today because he's like the only one who didn't agree on any of these. LJ had him 9. Cripps had him 10. I had him 9. He's another guy coming in at 10-3. He beat Lights, Roger, and Cripps. 3 impressive wins. And then he lost to Self, which was a close game, Chan, which is a close game, and he got destroyed by Levi. I don't know if that was a sim or if that was just a great game by Levi, but I didn't get to check that, so I put it in there.
It was a sim.
Oh, okay. So I take that away from – so really 2 user losses for Grid. I think Grid's kind of – it's like we talk about quiet users like Lights. I think Grid's really that type of quiet user. He comes in and drops a couple things there in the chat here and there. But he just goes out. He takes care of business. The years he's been in here, he's consistently a 4 or 5 loss user. So he's consistently taking care of business in this league. And once he adjusted to the sliders, he's really succeeded.
Yeah, I mean, just building that team to what he likes and what he needed. Yeah, but he's been he's done really well. I mean,
he was actually my last victory with my Texans team.
Yeah, I mean, with him, it's just can he create that playoff success this season? That's kind of eluded him these last couple. So, I mean, we'll see how that gets done.
Stop making me laugh, Connor. Yeah, no, for sure.
Definitely done well with that team.
Definitely.
Yeah, he balls out.
And then closing out the top 10, two guys. The only reason he made it in the top 10 is because of Cripps. What a lad. Cripps had him at 9, which snuck him in there, snuck Levi in there, who's had a good season, so it's not non-deserving. He's 10-3. Is only, and this actually hurts him more now that I have knowledge of it. His only key win is because I kind of know the Cripps win and loss because they kind of flipped each other in their division. So that's just kind of, you're taking care of business in there. So his only key win is that Forrest win versus the Patriots. But his 2 losses aren't bad either. That are key losses against me and Dicey. So I think he's well deserved of the top number 10 spot. Well, I think Chan had an argument, but I think Levi was probably the one who deserved to come out on top. Chan only had the argument because he beat Dicey, Grid, and Suff, 3 top 10 users.
I mean, with Chan, with Chan, the reason I couldn't put him in top 10 is just because at this point, I think he's missed like the last 2 games he's played.
Yeah, you had Chan at 10.
I did? Oh, well, yeah, okay. So I thought it was tight, whatever.
Well, you had me and you were the only me. I had Levi at 11, and so did you. Corey had him at 10, and Chris had him at 9.
Oh, okay,
you both had Chan at 10. My thing with Chan is, he's missed the last couple of games, but
Chan's strength of schedule is crazy. But
his strength of schedule is crazy, and he beat 3 top 10 teams.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Chan's good with as far as Levi.
Levi deserves it too.
Yeah, he deserves a top 10 bid.
I firsthand I know how bad that Texans roster is, so he definitely deserves to be in the top 10.
Yeah, he's just winning. So I mean, he's winning. It's just finding ways to get it done.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what more can you ask for? And I mean, I think he's been in the playoffs literally every year he's been in the league. So
yeah.
So to me, I mean that in itself is an accomplishment because even I've missed the playoff twice in this cycle. So yeah, I mean that's stuff like that's impressive to me.
For sure. So that's the top 10.
Top 10.
Your top 5.
Top five.
There's really no other guy who I think deserved it. Deserved not at number 10 besides Chan, so I think we did a pretty good job on it this week. Redskins is 10-3, but
it helps when you have 6 force wins.
Six force wins, yeah. So no disrespect there, but that's why he wasn't in our top 10.
Actually, and that's 6 force. That's just division. I think he's had 2 or 3 more.
Yeah. So
I think he's only gotten one of those in an actual year.
So I guess where I want to go with this, I came back from getting my most important beverage that I abandoned you guys for, and I came back, and the first thing I heard is we're going to talk a little IRL stuff. So I'm intrigued by what IRL sports stuff you guys had on your mind today while we close out these last 25 minutes of the AMLoB Podcast.
Yeah, LJ brought it up. What you got IRL going on in sports?
I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on right now. You got
only one more week of non-football until the Super Bowl happens.
Yeah.
And we'll have football every week.
That's very true. Yeah,
Connor, you look confused over there.
Well, I mean, with as far as football is concerned,
he turned his camera out. There he is.
You got Le'Veon.
Go ahead.
You got Le'Veon turning down the contract over what, $5 million difference.
Yeah. It's the Le'Veon thing is really interesting because you almost try to think of yourself, if you're Le'Veon, is it more of almost now it's like personal maybe to him?
Yeah,
I
think that's what
well, that's what he keeps
I feel
saying
like
too.
I feel like if they
saying he wants to be an offensive weapon, not a.
and I feel like if they offer him that a year or two ago, he probably takes it regardless of the price difference. But now, I mean, you keep tagging him, you keep tagging him, you keep tagging him, and then all of a sudden you can't tag him anymore. So here now is your deal, and we're gonna pay you $5 million less from what you want, which isn't really necessarily bad because he is a running back. But I mean, at the same
running back turning like what 29,
right? So he's going to get paid. Please stay out of Detroit, Le'Veon. I love you. I miss you playing in the green and white, but I do not want to see you in the Honolulu blue at 29.
But the money you're about to stay out of Tampa. That's I don't want that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he's an interesting situation. Are the other holdouts still going on? A la like Aaron Donald, Julio, and all those guys? Are they still holding out? Or
Aaron Donald and Julio are. Odell said he's reporting.
Okay. David Johnson.
I don't know about David.
He'll be fine. He'll get a deal.
Well, the thing, I mean, the thing with these backs is that they're older guys. So I mean, other than David Johnson, I don't think David Johnson's that old. But whenever the thing with especially with like guys like a Aaron Donald, it's like how much money do you really want to tie up in a defensive tackle? Like, it's especially when they got so many guys on that team that they need to resign. It's like how much now, granted, Aaron Donald is one of the most dominant defensive tackles we've seen in years.
For sure.
But it's like you have so many guys on that team that you got to resign at more important positions like cornerback. You have Marcus Peters that you got to probably get a deal for, which I don't think whenever he comes up, he's going to get one. But
Daddy Marcus and Oasis.
But you got Marcus Peters coming up. You have Jared Goff coming up.
It's gonna be an insane
just
contract.
You just re-signed Brandon Cooks. Like you have Gurley. It's just a lot, a lot of money that's gonna have to be invested at more important positions than an interior lineman.
Right. So for sure, it's going to be what the Lions had to do with Sue. It's going to be a situation like that. You're going to decide
I think Aaron Donald is more than just an interior lineman, though. Like he's the best defensive lineman in football.
No, he is. But it's a similar situation what the Lions had with Sue.
Yeah,
I think Donald's better than Sue, and he's more of a competitor than Sue was. But it's a similar situation.
Well, I was going to say, that's the thing. Like with Sue, I mean, think about it at the time. Sue was the most dominant defensive lineman that we had seen in a while, and it was just he was man.
I just didn't know how to put it.
I still remember a play where he literally picked up a lineman and put him to the side and then made the tackle. I was like, that's disrespectful that you picked up a grown man and just was like, I'm gonna put you over here real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you over here real quick while I go get a tackle.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how those things play out. So I guess I want to go somewhere with this to where I can kind of be like just a moderator because I'm not gonna comment. I kind of feel like Kirk Herbstreit on College Game Day, where I can't predict the game that I'll be calling. I kind of want to go through these divisions here and see who you guys believe is going to win the division. Okay. Because as most of you guys know, I do another podcast, and we're going to be breaking down divisions for until the season starts. So I'm not going to give you who I think is going to win. You guys are going to tune in for the show. But I want to see what you guys think about these divisions while we have these 20 minutes. So I'm going to name off a division, and I want you each just to think. I just want you guys to say who's going to win the division, and then you can give me a reason why. Okay. So we'll start with the AFC West.
AFC West. I'm gonna go with to be honest, I'm gonna go with
division.
I was gonna say it's a really interesting division.
I already know mine.
I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers just simply because
he stole mine, bro.
They're the most talented team in the division.
I gotta be careful with my wording here. Denver. I don't think Denver's that good as a team, but look, going through the schedule. They have a really easy schedule. I don't know how that happened. Like it's not easy. Like it's not super, but it's the easiest in the division. Yeah. So I don't know how that happened, but I mean, I don't think they win. I don't think they win enough games there. But Chiefs are interesting. And the Chargers are a really good football team. So obviously Connor's agreeing with LJ there. So no argument yet.
Felipe Rios for president.
Yeah, I mean, with the Chiefs, the Chiefs, I do think come in second though.
Yeah,
because I feel like Patrick Mahomes is the real deal, and I think he shows well this season.
Yeah, I think Broncos are going to be last in that division.
The Raiders. I think the Raiders are atrocious.
No, I think Broncos going to be last. I'm not even. Don't they have Case Keenum starting now? I'm not convinced on.
Raiders are just bad, but
yeah.
No, I think Broncos going to.
Denver still got that defense. I mean, they lost to Lee, but they still. I mean, Oakland doesn't even know what they're going to do with Mac.
It doesn't matter. Neither of them are going to make the playoffs.
No,
move on.
We'll see about who's making the playoffs. This is a really bad decision of mine because I really want to talk about the teams I like and I don't like, but I'll give things away. So we're going to move on to the AFC East here, which I think is going to be a pretty unanimous decision from you guys on who's winning that division.
Yeah, Patriots. It's not close.
Do we even want to spend this time on this division?
I don't want to talk about the Patriots.
Okay, so we'll move on quickly to another interesting division, in my opinion, the AFC South.
Oh man,
is that the Jags? Yeah, Jags.
Jesus Christ! Can you guys disagree for once?
The Jags are going to wipe that division. Easily.
I was going to say. I mean,
don't think it's close.
Yeah,
it's closer than people think.
I think the Texans are the only team that can touch them. And that's depending on if Deshaun's healthy the whole year.
That depends on Deshaun's healthy, and that depends on what Tyrann Mathieu brings to that defense too.
Yeah, but
right,
I think Jags going to win that division.
So 3 for 3 here. You guys all have the same division winners. And then AFC. So we got the AFC North left too. I have a feeling it's gonna be another unanimous decision here.
AFC North Steelers.
Bengals.
Whoa!
Hot take. Okay, here we go. Let's hear it.
Okay, I think
the Red Rockets finally gonna get it done.
I think so. I think the Steelers are the most talented team, but I don't know. I'm not really as impressed by Roethlisberger anymore. Like, I will give you situations going to affect that offense, like going into the season, but. I don't know. I like the Bengals.
I will give you one sneak peek here, and I'm going to give you I had the Bengals record because you picked them to win the division threw me for a loop. So we're going to pull up my spreadsheet here, see where I had the Bengals at. So how many wins do you think I had the Bengals at, Connor?
I think you said 5-11 or 6-10.
I have the Bengals going 3-13.
I called that.
Oh, God.
I think it's going to be Bengals, Steelers, Browns, Ravens.
It's the week 1 versus Indy's a toss up, so it could be 4-12.
I think the Bengals finished third, but that's because I think Lamar Jackson takes.
I do have them beating the Buccaneers.
Oh,
I don't even care. I'm not even going to pick them. Okay. We're not winning our division.
Seriously, though, about the Bengals, I mean, the Colts week 1 at Indy is a tweener game.
I don't think it's a tweener. I think that's a win.
Baltimore could go either way.
I think they'll beat Baltimore. I think they'll beat Baltimore twice because I think they're going to roll with Flacco, and I'm not impressed by Baltimore anymore.
See, I got Baltimore sweeping them.
I think Baltimore is going to come in last in the division.
Well, the thing is, I don't think Joe Flacco finishes the season. I think they give him the first few games to prove it. And if he's not playing stellar football, they go to Lamar Jackson. And
I think Lamar Jackson's talented, but I don't know if he's going to be able to make them a.
Maybe this
LJ is a Lamar fan, so this could be an interesting debate.
Lamar too.
I was going to say
Clemson every time he played, but I'm just saying
I'm saying this though. Maybe it's the nostalgia speaking on my part, but when
that Bengals defense kind of just.
Yeah. When Michael Vick became the starter for the Falcons, I remember watching this. When Michael Vick became the starter for the Falcons,
I'm a little too young for this.
It was such an adjustment for other teams. There was nothing they could do. They had no idea. They were so much at his mercy.
The game changing.
What you're saying, but there's two things. I think the league would be more ready for Michael Vick today than it was back then. But I think Michael Vick is a lot better than Lamar Jackson.
I think the game-changing aspect of it, year one, can be huge for Lamar because they'll expect it, but they haven't seen Lamar yet on the field in game how fast he really is. So
I think, it could go either way. I like Lamar. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I just don't know how much he's going to play this year, and I don't know how it's going to go.
I agree. I actually don't even like what I have the Ravens at, but I'm going to change that tomorrow.
Yeah, so continue. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just think before we move on to the NFC, then they play at Carolina, at Atlanta, L's. They'll beat Miami.
What do you mean L's?
At Carolina, at Atlanta for the Bengals.
Yeah, I don't think Carolina going to do anything this year.
Wow. Okay, we'll get to that.
We'll save the NFC South for last. And I'll even get on that debate since that is your division. I will get in on that one. The Steelers at KC, they beat Tampa Bay, lose in New Orleans.
Yeah,
they could win. I can see them winning 7 games, but I have them at 3. But Connor hasn't won in the division, so mark it down here, folks. Connor has the Cincinnati Bengals in the playoffs. Can Marvin Lewis finally get that playoff dub?
No, he's not going to win a game.
Okay, so they'll play the playoffs. All right. So we'll move on. We'll go according to what my spreadsheet has now. The NFC East.
NFC East.
Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, Skins.
Eagles.
Connor, you live? You on hot take here?
I think he wants
bad. I want to do it bad.
He's going to pick Cowboys.
I am.
That's not. I don't think it's a bad pick.
I'm picking Cowboys. Yeah.
Okay. Reasoning.
Okay. I'm not sold on the Eagles. They lost a lot of key rotational pieces that made them what they were last year.
But according to AMLoB, a lot of members in AMLoB, Carson Wentz is a guaranteed top 10 quarterback.
He's not a guaranteed top 10 quarterback. He's not. He has an argument. I'll give you that. He has an argument. You could put him top 10 if you want to. I'm just saying he's not guaranteed. I don't know. I'm just saying.
My question for you, because I've seen this on. I'm not going to let you get on a Carson Wentz rant because then you'll take us out of here before we get to the 3 divisions. The one thing I will say is Carson Wentz or Nick Foles as the Week 1 starter.
Carson Wentz.
That's what I think.
Yeah, Carson Wentz.
That's what I think. Well, they were debating. I forgot what show I was watching. They were debating it. I just wanted to make sure that we were all in agreement.
He's healthy now, right? He's fine.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't see why you'd start Foles over him.
It's just a talking point for some shows.
All right.
I just wanted to see how crazy you really were, Connor. I don't think the Cowboys is a horrible pick. I'm not gonna rip that one.
I think Cowboys are a good team.
Well, I think the Cowboys are a good team.
I will tell you, for me. It's between the Eagles and the Redskins.
Coop just mentioned me in AMLoB. I'm not even gonna read it. Coop mentioned me. He's mad.
I think the Cowboys aren't a bad pick, but I will say this. Stephen A is right. They are an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah.
It is always something.
He just told you to put a fucking shirt on. That's all he told you.
Dude, I'm going to go to bed after this. Don't talk to me.
Oh, you're ducking me now?
No, we're playing classics.
All right. Yeah.
But
I got to take a shower first, though. I played soccer and I'm
still
sweaty.
The NFC East is going to be one you guys have to wait a while for me to pick, but I will tell you it is between the Cowboys and the Eagles.
Yeah.
The NFC West, Cardinals, Rams, Niners, Seahawks. I think a certain team runs away with this. I won't say who.
Rams.
Yeah.
Okay. NFC North, because we're going to save the NFC South for last.
NFC North. I can't go against A-Rod. If he's healthy, I can't go against A-Rod.
God, I wish I could. We'll get into this a little bit after the pod.
I can't. If he's healthy, I can't go.
I don't disagree. I'll say that. Connor?
I think 3 teams could win it. I honestly don't know.
I think one of those 3 teams is a long shot, but yeah, I do agree.
I was going to say I think 2 teams have a chance, but
I don't know about that. I think they're pretty even. I think A-Rod's the only reason the
I don't think the
Packers are
teams
above
are
the
even,
others.
but I think A-Rod can eliminate the talent difference between the Vikings and the Packers.
A-Rod is like LeBron James.
Yeah, A-Rod's stupid.
He covers up so
I think
many.
Packers win. If A-Rod stays healthy the whole
Oh
season.
God, Pook's mentioning me now. What did I say, guys? Did I say something crazy?
Tell
You
me
said
he's still
what?
not the favorite
Oh,
Wumbo.
he's saying the Lions don't have a shot. Who even knows if I was saying the Lions had a shot? I just said
think
three
the
teams have a
Lions have a
chance.
shot. I do. I think they have a shot.
No, I think
But
they have a shot too.
I think the Vikings have a shot too.
I think
But I think the Packers, if Rodgers stays healthy,
the Vikings have more than a shot. Let's give them some respect there. They have more than a shot to win the division.
Okay, I'm just saying everybody has a shot, but except the Bears because they're trash.
No, I actually have the Bears and the Lions like a 1-game difference.
I don't think the Bears are good at all.
I love
I
the
don't
Bears
think
defense.
the Bears are good either. I
love the
don't.
Bears
I
defense.
am not high on the Bears at all. I
don't think the Bears are good.
I think the Bears are 1 year away.
I think the Lions finished third.
I'm not ready
Vikings.
for this next division.
Okay, so this is the one division winner I'm going to give you guys. You guys want me to go first before you two go into it?
Yeah,
Go
you can
ahead.
do that.
I don't have a hot take. This team is actually my Super Bowl champion, and actually, whatever. Everyone did. Who cares? I already said it. The New Orleans Saints, I think, are going to. I actually could change my mind. So this could be this up because I've gone back and forth between 4 teams in 3 days for my Super Bowl champion. So as of right now, it's the Saints. I could change my mind when we get to that, but I have the Saints finishing 13-3. I have the Falcons finishing 11-5. I have the Panthers at 9-7. I don't even want to say what I have Tampa Bay at right now. I don't want to say it.
Just give me one win. That's all I want.
I do have Tampa Bay beating Washington, and I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going 1-15.
Lit. Yes.
I was going through it honestly, Connor. This is my process. I had them at 0-16. Okay,
Okay.
and I'm like, there's no way they go 0-16. I'm like, so I'm looking. You guys have a tough schedule.
All right.
So I'm like,
fuck you. We're not going 0-16.
I agree with you.
We have at least. We're
I
gonna
can
win
see
at
you
least
guys.
4 games.
I
We're
can
gonna
see you
win
guys.
at least 4
I
games.
can see you guys getting 4 to 5. Just going through the schedule, I don't think you guys are going to only win 1 game. That's just how I had it. Like it's after I ended it, I was just like, I don't know who else. First of all, you said at first, just give me 1 win, and you were all excited until I brought the 0-16 possibility up.
Yeah, because now I realize how bad that actually is. That's not acceptable.
Wait, so
we have at least 4
it took
games.
him saying
At least 4
0-16
games.
to realize
It was the 1 game difference that really got him going.
Dude.
You guys got about 4 games you could possibly win.
What do you mean?
You guys could beat Chicago.
We will beat Chicago.
At Chicago.
I don't care where it is.
You guys could beat Cleveland.
What do you mean? We will beat Cleveland. That's another dub. That's 2.
I do have you guys beating Washington.
We'll beat Washington easy.
And then maybe you could beat the Ravens in Baltimore. Other than that, I think they're L's.
Okay, there is no way we don't win at least 1 division game. There's no way.
I digress.
There's no way.
I thought about that, but
There's no way. No way.
Well,
I'm gonna let the 2 NFC South masters go at this because they are more knowledgeable on their division than I am. I'm gonna let LJ lead this off because I want to see if LJ has Tampa Bay winning a division game. I don't think he does.
I'm gonna be. I'm okay. I don't really, but but no, I'm playing. I'm joking. 1-5 in the division. All right. 1-5 in the division.
Hey, with a dub against y'all, I like it.
No, not against us. Y'all typically play the Falcons a little bit better than y'all play us.
We do play except on Thursdays.
Yeah, but this is going to be a bit of a hot take, I guess. I think the Falcons finished 3rd in the division.
Thank you, Pook. The Bucks have a serious shot at being 1-15.
He's just okay. Pook is still mad that I said that LJ was my favorite non-Wumbo. 2, he's mad that I said Carson Wentz isn't a guaranteed top 10 quarterback.
Julio dumps on the Buccaneers every game. He says
it's the only time Julio's good, so it doesn't matter.
But it's against you guys.
I don't care. We're not good.
I mean, Sark has been
2-14 at best. He gave you,
but
just I want to.
And then Khan said, "Did he make her eat that W?" Is what Khan had to say.
Sad.
I'm not gonna bring that into this. That's
disrespectful.
I'm not gonna speak on that situation. That's a
Khan. That's such a Khan thing to say.
If it wasn't Khan, I'd probably be a little upset. But
Khan's a little angry at you right now.
Gang, rise up.
Khan's that might cheer him up, but Pooks. All right, you want to let you guys debate this, and I'll read some comments to you guys after this.
Okay. All right. But I think this may be a bit of a homer talking, but I'm gonna give y'all reasons why. I think Carolina wins the division at 12-4, and New Orleans goes 11-5.
I'm willing to hear these reasons.
Okay, so
Pook. I'm gonna read this.
He can say it. Pook can talk. I don't care. First of all, nobody.
It's not about you. It's not about you.
It's about me.
It's about Connor.
I know.
There's a less chance of the Bucks winning more than 5 games than Connor shaving his head.
Yo, shit.
I don't get that. Wait, so what's he saying?
He's saying there's
a higher chance of you
shaving your head than the Bucks winning 5 games.
I'm not shaving my head.
That's what he's saying.
Exactly the point.
That's what he's saying.
Oh,
that's a good one, Pook. I like that. All right, LJ, go ahead and give us why the Panthers are winning the division.
Okay, so I think New Orleans takes a step back this year. There's no telling how the second year guys in that secondary react. I think that Christian McCaffrey is going to come up a lot bigger this year with a bigger role. He's not as talented of a back as LaDainian Tomlinson, but he has a similar skill set as far as being able to catch out of the backfield and make plays. So I mean, I think Norv Turner being in there is going to elevate the offense. Because I mean, to be honest, with how stale and just bad our offense has been, we won the division 3 times. We won the division 3 times, 3 straight times. We've been to the playoffs 4 straight years. I mean, I just think New Orleans has proven to be inconsistent. So, especially in that unpredictable NFC South division, I think Carolina.
I really wish Cripps was here.
Cripps can be here. I think because there's no telling how those guys are going to be playing their second year. There's no telling at all.
Right now, I guess. Well, Connor, who's winning the division? Connor.
I think the Saints win it.
Okay, I agree.
I don't. I think the Saints.
I can't. I'm not going to put.
I think the Falcons come in second. And
I agree.
I think the Panthers just.
See, I think the Panthers
shit at the bottom of the division.
No, I think the Panthers compete. I think the Panthers go 10-6, 9-7.
There's no way.
How's there no way?
Okay, it's not no way, but I'm not high on I don't think the Panthers. Anything can happen in the NFC South, but
we've had one of the top.
The Buccaneers could not win the division.
I have to pick somebody to win division, LJ. I'm picking the Saints, and I think the Falcons are better.
All right, Pook. Before wow.
You think the Sark ran Falcons are better than the Panthers? Their offense looked just as stale as ours did last year.
This is how you got to LJ. You got to drop the Panthers down a little. I just don't see the Panthers making the playoffs. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't have the Panthers making the playoffs either.
I think I can see only one team from the South going to the playoffs too. Whoever wins the division.
I think there's at least 2. I think there's at least 2.
So before we sign out here, if we want to comment on this, Pook gave us his division winners. AFC North, he's got the Steelers. AFC East, he's got New England. AFC West, he's got the Chargers. AFC South, he's got the Tennessee Titans.
Wow.
NFC North, he's got the Packers. He's got in the NFC East, he's got Philly. Oh, I lied about New Orleans being my Super Bowl champion. I forgot I switched that. I didn't ruin anything.
Okay, thanks.
Changes it to New Orleans tomorrow.
No, I'm set where it's at right now. I know who I have winning the Super Bowl.
I think the Jags win the Super Bowl.
And then the NFC, he's
With
got
elite running back Warbortle.
the NFC South. He's got Saints only if Atlanta fires Sark early, and then he's got the Seahawks winning the NFC West, which I find interesting.
Yeah, I don't know about
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I think the Rams are going.
Yeah, I don't think that's close. I'm just saying, to me, the Falcons haven't been quite as explosive with Sark running the show, and I don't see any reason for that to change. Meanwhile, Carolina has brought in North Turner, and North Turner typically does well. So I fully believe that that Carolina has a shot, has a pretty good.
I do
shot
think Carolina has a shot.
So I mean, and then you can't. And then you add in the fact that our defense has been a top defense year in and year out, even with injuries. So I mean, like I said, I can't trust New Orleans because they've been inconsistent, but we'll see.
All right, so an amazing. I think this was a great pod. Two Wumbos and LJ, the favorite, all of our favorite non-Wumbo member. So it's been
You're gonna get kicked out of AMLoB, bro.
Sorry, man. I can't get kicked out of AMLoB. Who's gonna kick me out of AMLob?
The AMLoB fantasy chat.
Okay. I just joined it because you guys needed one more. I felt bad because there's two Wumbos in there and I wasn't in there. Now Pook's mentioning me again. He probably booted me from the fantasy football chat. But LJ, go ahead and sign us out.
Yeah. Well, definitely appreciate everybody that was watching. I think it was just Pook and Con, which they came in kind of late, but definitely appreciate it. For anybody that's gonna catch it tomorrow, we appreciate you watching. Connor, you were more than welcome to come back whenever. Especially seeing as how Vicious is a missing panel member nearly weekly at this point. So
he told us 20 minutes he'd give us if we start at 9. We started at like 9. Well, actually, we were on at 9 and we waited for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was waiting for him to get on.
He kept saying OGs the whole week.
The whole week he was
every
like,
time in the Wumbo chat, it would be like Evans and me would be like Wumbo takeover, and he'd be like OGs. It's all right.
He had a fun weekend Wumboing it up in Toronto, so he deserves a little rest.
Chilling with Kawhi.
I guess he can't Wumbo it up like me and Connor apparently and keep going hard.
It was a good show. We definitely appreciate everybody that watched. I think we got.
I think it's worth noting that Crips might not make the playoffs.
And the shots continue.
That's how we gotta end it.
But of course, Madden comes out. Madden 19, the trial comes out next Thursday. We should be through with the season and the playoffs by next Thursday. So yeah, we'll be rolling straight into Madden 19. We probably will wait till the week 1 update roster for the to get it started, but. Yeah, we'll probably got one more podcast. We'll give y'all a break from us. Then we'll get back on it once we start up the league with, preseason projections for how the CFM, how we think CFM might go. That's going to
be an interesting thing to do, a preseason top 32 power rankings. The game hasn't even been played yet.
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting thing.
I think I'm going to have Connor in my top 5.
I think Connor's going to be top
20, based off his finish in 18, right?
Shout out to Josh and Oasis for already doing his top 32 preseason rankings in Oasis.
Yeah, I was like, okay, what?
The first day I shared the sheet, Connor, to everybody, Josh goes in there and just does his ranking.
For real?
Yeah. I'm sure they'll change because we're going to have a full league by the time that happens. So,
is that not full yet?
We got one team open. AMLoB is full. I think the AMLoB B League is full, so that's huge, guys.
Shit.
Yeah. So I mean, we're firing on all cylinders here.
We got 3. We're gonna have 3 really solid leagues running next year.
But yeah, like I think so yeah, we'll be getting it in, and
I think it'll be playoff time come Monday, right? It'll be pretty close to it at least.
I was gonna say it'll be probably be playoff time.
Yeah, it'll probably be close to like conference championship time.
Yeah.
So by the time you guys see me again, I will not be in the playoffs anymore. So it's been a fun season, another fun ride. I'll probably choke week 1 in the playoffs like I always do. And in this league, at least, I have made Super Bowls in another league. Lost them all, but I've gotten there. So it's been nice. It's been nice playing with you guys in this league.
My declaration for M19 is Emmons makes an AMLoB Super Bowl.
That would be great. That'd be great.
Yeah,
that's the only league I haven't made a Super Bowl in.
I feel it.
A little dead air there. Are we done? Are we signing out?
Yeah.
I thought we did.
But yeah,
I was waiting for it. I still see the live thing at the top. I'm like, are we going? What are we doing here?
I had got a message. My bad.
That is a great ending for you guys. Thanks for doing it.
But yeah, so I think Emmons makes the Super Bowl in Madden 19. My bold declaration.
Oh, because you're making the Super Bowl this year. Thanks, LJ.
He is.
I mean,
not over my Wildcat's dead body.
All right, we gotta get out of here.
Lawrence Atwater all day.
Turn it off, LJ. Get him out of here.
I'm good.